Hello. Um, Memorial Day weekend. Um, in this neck of the woods, among all the other things that evokes, we get this massive influx of people. A lot of whom come for Memorial Day and then disappear again. Maybe to come back later, maybe never to come back later, but it's for those of us who live here year-round, it's both extremely exciting because you get to see people you haven't seen all winter, but it's also, the general influx is a little, you feel like you have to sort of brace against it. It's like an incoming tide that's like, whoa, it has an undertow and all of that. The other two things, I was in a scramble. What am I going to talk about? Looked at the desk. These were the two. One was diversion. Look the other way. Look over here. Well, this happens. Look over here. Politically, that happens a lot. People have an agenda, but they'll do something very distracting. Meanwhile, there's something about that. But also, the other quote, which I love, from somebody called the Cyber Gypsy. Don't apologize for your wrinkles, your opinions, your thighs, your voice, or your past. Just relax, you sexy thing, and celebrate by living. I mean, we all need to hear that. I think we all need to hear that. And just relax, you sexy thing, and celebrate by living. That's a very Queen of Wands energy. I don't know if that individual will make an appearance here, but Queen of Wands knows herself, doesn't chase, is very sexy and knows it, isn't intimidated by herself. Others may be intimidated by her. She has compassion for that, but she's not going to go try to, convince them that she's a safe place by verbally telling them so. She's just accepting of herself, relaxing, to celebrate by living and shine a light and let other people do what they do. So that's the jumping off point. And I love it. The main energy is, don't apologize for yourself, for your authentic, legitimate self, which you are willing to show up as. Just lean into it. Lean into the joy of being who you are, of living the life you live, of living the life you live. Celebration. That's fire energy. That's invention, creativity, authenticity, heartfelt aliveness. Somebody who's very much alive. Alive to the vibe, to the energies other people maybe aren't aware of, and alive to your own life, to your own destiny. You're pulled toward that. She said pulling, You trust what you're drawn to. And people are drawn to you because of that. Don't know if she'll show up, but she's here in spirit, that energy. 8 of Coins. This is earth energy. This is doing the work, investing in being real. So in that sense, it's about life. It's about real life, Pentacles, and investing in, yourself too. Look at her. She's got a joy. She's got a glow. She's got a glow. That other people can see. She's not hiding her light under a bushel. You know, she's not trying to. She's relaxed. Tell us. Okay, rather a lot. The Magician, Major Arcana, the Manifester, both Gemini and Virgo energies, the Page of Wands. Somebody heading, I'd say, in a new direction and in another direction. It's not the path you've been on, it's the path you're walking now. In that Wands energy we were talking about. A new path, a creative path, you know, a path of the heart. King of Pentacles. Somebody here rocking that Pentacle energy. Has enough for themselves, is secure in themselves, and is about providing a security to others. Masculine energy doesn't have to be a man. It's the active principle. Nine of Wands. The Wounded Warrior. Let's see what that's about. I mean, if you're walking the new path, you know, you've been through it. You've been wounded. Perhaps 9 times. But you've turned your back on that. You've got the wand in your hand. And you're taking a pause, maybe to continue healing. But you're going to go out into the world with purpose. New purpose. New purpose. It's a path of discovery. After you're almost closing out that cycle. Something that's exhausted you. Okay, we have on the bottom of the deck, Hierophant. In this deck called the Wise One. The Teacher. Represented by the statue of Buddha. The representation for that peaceful, for peace itself. And in this, people are bringing, fruit and, it's homage to that energy. It's feeding, literally, that energy of peacefulness, of higher power. It's a representation of higher power. It's sort of the earthly face of higher power that puts you in that place too. Next up, 3 of Swords. The hurt. Perhaps which this wounded warrior survived. And it may have directed them toward their own spirituality and enlightenment. This is kind of the, it's pretty graphic. These swords are penetrating his skin. But I kind of see it as an opening of the heart. We've gotten that a lot, that the hurt opens you to your own spirituality. Having, and as I listen to the videos, I think, open to your own spirituality, it's kind of when I say that, it's sort of shorthand for an actually very dynamic process. It's important. It happens inside of you. But you've been, pierced to the heart. 10 of Cups. a card of, sometimes it depicts a whole bunch of people happy and jumping around. In this, there are two people. It's like the Lover's card. Whatever their apparent differences, male, female, black, white, it's this mutual cups energy, mutual feeling. It's a mutual feeling. And on the next card on the bottom of the deck or top, it's just on the pile next to me, is the Two of Pentacles. There's a choice involved. It goes on Nine of Wands. And I'm seeing this as a choice to live and be in the Pentacles world, in the real world, to come back despite this, or maybe even because of this injury that you've survived. It's a choice to come back, having absorbed the lesson, the wise one. You've become the wise one by feeding it, by bringing it your offering of food, of worship, of attention, and it unlocks the heart, right? We've got these two keys over the heart. There's a knowledge here of who you are as you identify with sort of the eternal one, that somehow can extract through the lesson 10 of Cups out of 3 of Swords. You couldn't have, you'd be hard pressed to have two more opposite energies. The hurt, the separation, and the coming together, the mutual feeling of so much happiness, so much love. And on that, we have 6 of Cups. The card of soulmates. The card of taking shelter from the storm. That's what these guys are doing. They're under one umbrella, one roof. They're headed toward a temple. They'll be under that roof. This is the connection that resonates with both people. Like, I know you, you know me. 6 of Cups, 10 of Cups. I want to clarify the 3 of Swords. I'm getting the full deck to do that. This deck? Yes. This card? No. Okay. That's a little subtle dowsing I'm doing. Well, it was not only a hurt, it was a hurt that reverberated. Something you had to grieve over. It hurt you every time you thought about it. And it puts you back in a bit, and I say you, could be the other guy. Back in a position of mourning something. A loss in the realm of Cups, love, connection, feelings. Really like the only thing somebody could feel for a while was the loss of love. And I asked for clarification on 3 of Swords. So you're grieving a loss, or you were. And then incoming 6 of Cups, 10 of Cups. You're gonna fill each other's cups. Okay? On Hierophant, Wise One, we have a Queen of Coins, Queen of Pentacles. We have King of Coins on the board. It's a match. Wise One can actually indicate a marriage, but it's certainly a meeting of the of the minds, both in that peaceful place, both bringing that knowledge of higher power, that's in everybody. Should they feed it, it's in everybody. And it's certainly in Queen of Pentacles. Smack dab on the Wise One. And on Eight of Coins, we have Devil. Also an earth energy, and not automatically like toxic, because as I want to say, if you're returning to the channel and you know me, I'm the devil's advocate. I understand the power of this energy. Capricorn is powerful, strong, dedicated, and ready to work. Eight of Coins on the level of everyday, on this energy of, acknowledging shadow, working with it, which means bringing it to light, where you can master something. It's a card of great passion. I mean, this is a seductive Capricorn. We have a lot of earth energy here. But as I'm fond of saying, the Capricorn is ready to work with what holds them back, to do shadow work, and here it is. Kind of for real, to get to your authenticity, you have to work with what you've set aside, what you haven't been able to face. Some kind of squeak coming from the table. Let's have one on King of Coins. Okay, bottom of the deck, we have Two of Cups. The connection. King of Coins. Seven of Cups. Can be a card of confusion or illusion or not understanding which love, because it's a cup energy. It's like, of all these options, what's the one for me? It says King of Pentacles, and I'm getting another on that right now. Three of Coins. Like, what do I invest in? What am I? I'm sorry, Three of Cups. In that same cup energy. It can be a card of reunion, celebration. But I think the fact that I said, what do I invest in? I think as the King of Coins invests in friends, in his connections, in the people within his reach. Seven of Cups plus Three of Cups is Ten of Cups. It's somebody who can, I'm getting, invest and go the distance. From confusion about what love is, what love is and what love do I match with. And it's somebody who's willing to invest in friendship. Like they're not really coming in to exploit or to hurt you. To be absent, to make you grieve. To put you in the posture of sort of widow energy. I was looking right at Page of Wands, and there's Two of Wands. It's the decision about where to go. You're on the path, somebody's doing it. They're moving forward in a new direction. And this is the pause to kind of look out at the world and consider What is the new direction? Which way do I go? It's about direction. Wands are about direction, inspiration, creativity, purpose. You know, knowing what direction to go and choosing it. Here's another on Magician, too. Okay. What direction? Four of Wands. This is where the two people come together. I mean, look at them. They're doing the dance. It's a well-coordinated dance. It involves support and timing. Magician, it's on Magician. And you could say in a way that's a card of timing because it's a card of manifestation, of bringing something through. From that higher plane, you might say, into, I mean, higher, lower isn't quite right, but the idea is bringing something into being in where it can be felt, touched, tasted. It's about connection. And Manischewitz, if you can bring this into being, that would certainly be the direction you'd want to head. And I don't think it's with the former person. If there was somebody who hurt you, who caused you grief, and somehow by doing that, putting you in wounded warrior status, allowed you to tap into your own inner knowing, your grounded Queen of Pentacles place. There's a soulmate connection here of great happiness. You know, that this portal place is accessible. I think you've both worked on manifesting this in your life. And kind of, you know, I get with the devil energy, it's sort of like, you know, bringing something out into the open where the wind can blow the ash away, the smoke away. King of Wands. That wand energy. This is a life force energy. And remember, I kept saying, I think Queen of Wands will show up. Well, King of Wands did. Same energy, and the action taker. This was on Page of Wands, Two of Wands, King of Wands. He would know. He, she, they would know the direction. Would stop and look at the potentials, at the choices, and head there. You know where to head. Know where to go. And go. Through the portal of Two of Wands. And then we have this Two of Cups. So we got a lot of two energies. And even Four of Wands, even though it's a four card, you have both people having two wands. It's like their directions match up. They're pulled, they're intuitively guided toward each other, toward the same place where they can meet up. It's a lovely card. It's a celebratory card. And it's coming together in your authentic selves, unapologetically accepting yourself, and to celebrate by living. I just think that's all over this read. And we do have Queen of Swords, which is an energy of like cutting out what doesn't fit, what doesn't ring true. And what might that be? World. Well, it's an end of a cycle and the beginning of a new thing. It's discerning what belongs in the new life. You know, Queen of Swords is air energy. It's about truth, decision, cutting through untruths, weeding it out. Things have to like make the cut in order to go on to this next level. Queen of Swords would decide, you know, who makes the cut to enter through. You know, have they risen within themselves to the next level to be able to enter through this porthole? I mean, it's sort of like she's willing to cull the herd. But the universe is as well. It's something like, if you're not true, you don't fit through this portal. You don't fit through. Unless you're clean, unless you're clear, unless you're honest, unless you're communicative. The Alchemist, which here is temperance. The alchemical mix. You know, and her vessels here, what she's pouring from and into, one is a shell. And one, the source seems to be coming from herself, from this Sagittarius energy. We're moving, the full moon that's coming up is a full moon in Sagittarius. Of knowing and accepting both elements. Shadow side. Working with it. And accepting and celebrating. It's a card of healing and of divine timing. And it might be on this full moon. This creative, new, open energy of Sagittarius. Okay, and I saw it, so I'll take it because it seems to make sense. King of Cups, Two of Cups. Somebody who shows up and is willing to be vulnerable in their feelings for this connection. And maybe, you know, hasn't really done this with other people. They're heartfelt, they're open-hearted, but there's something unique in this connection that allows feelings to flow. And the third card in that kind of triumvirate trinity is Sun. Again, Wands energy. Leo. Wands energy. Sag. Wands energy. Four of Wands. Page, Two, and King. A lot of fire. Aries, Leo, Sag. Leo and Sag are on the board. In my hands. Major Arcana. So I think it might be like during this period, starting on this full moon and going into, say, summer solstice, which is in June. This is pretty fast. And then we have this brightness, this fire, these cups coming out of confusion, and perhaps first into friendship, and eventually into a 2 of Cups, 6 of Cups, soulmate, mutual feelings for each other, connection. Somebody who will move through the portal, the 4 of Wands, the living joy, let's call it. A celebration of the living joy. To live the joy. And to heal happiness. Sag is Temperance is a card of healing and divine timing. And this is a card of happiness, openness, warmth. And I think it's really, we're kind of setting the stage for that. And I don't really see any cards of diversion, look over here or look over there. I don't see that. Maybe only in the sense of don't be diverted by your grief, the pain you've been through. Take your wounded warrior status and dedicate it to the pursuit of joy, to the celebration. And you don't even need to pursue it. You're wandsing it, you're heading in that direction. You're also embodying it. Moving into a time of warmth and connection. A lot of king and queen energies in different suits. I don't think that, sometimes that can mean a whole lot of people in the mix. I don't really get that here. I get that there are a whole lot of energies in the mix, that you have everything you need, all the energies, Magician, to manifest this thing. And you're well on your way to it. You've healed something. Among other things, to allow in the light and the warmth, to celebrate the joy. Time to celebrate the joy, people. Divine timing. Things are lining up. And I think that really this is in the works. 8 of Coins. You've released something. You've kind of worked the shadow enough to get into the light. Devil energy. Sun energy. Things are revealed. You've made the choice to celebrate joy. And maybe it's there in that the diversion might be all those things that might hold you back. Your wrinkles, your opinions, your thighs, your voice, your past. You can just relax, you sexy thing. I believe in miracles since you came along, you sex thing. I can't remember the name of it right now. It's the one about the Full Monty. This is the Full Monty. This is like all those guys showed up as they were and celebrated who they were. The joy, the revelation, the openness. You sexy thing. Don't you forget it.